This week on the podcast, we're joined by comedian Zack Zorovich, and we've written songs about A Christmas Story. I've never seen this movie before, and for the longest time, I thought it was a child visited by 3 ghosts, but they were all the ghosts of his friends who died from preventable diseases. Because it's the 40s.
Yeah.
It's the heart attack, cigarettes, and being a black ghost of being a black guy.
Measles Mikey.
Nice.
It's all diseases that they would have died from 12 years ago.
The Spanish flu, Stephen.
No,
That's like the
1918.
19
Yeah.
Still young. It's a good Spanish flu reference.
19 teens, what they found in Andy's basement.
Robbie.
Hopefully they're breathing.
Hello, and welcome to the Royds Review Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And we are back once again talking about 1983's A Christmas Story. And we're joined by comedian Zack Zorovich. Zack, how are you?
I'm good, baby. How you living, Hall?
I'm doing good, thank you. I love how smooth that was.
Yeah, that was smooth. It moved a little bit.
Yeah, I have weird feelings now. Andy, how are you doing?
I'm feeling pretty good now, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you're gonna stroke my ego like that, I'll be stroking something else pretty soon, brother.
What's that?
Yes.
Your ego.
Oh, all right. A little pay it forward type deal.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's very nice.
You crank my hog, I'll crank yours.
Yeah.
Zach.
Yes. I'll crank your hog.
Awesome. All right.
That's question number 1. Will you crank my hog?
Zach, can you do us a favor? Can you give out your socials and anything you'd like to promote for our audience?
You can find me on Instagram at ZoroBitchin. I don't think I really have anything planned right now. This is honestly the next gig I have is the Royds Review Podcast. If you got my next gig after this will be carrying around Rob and Andrew's band equipment. If you guys need anything, you can find me at Twitter at the Zornado. I think it is. I don't know. It's too early for my socials. No, I think that's it though.
All right, Instagram and Twitter. We'll give you a chance to think about that. We'll ask you later on.
It's tough.
It was a good attempt.
Let's try with it. I'm not good at social media.
None of us are.
No.
The only people who are good at social media are the FBI. I found that out the hard way.
Oh, boy.
I have a court date next week.
Do you think they're listening?
Oh, yeah, they're listening.
They're fans?
That's like 30% of our listeners, yeah.
Yeah, I traveled recently, and when we were traveling, we were coming back into the country, and they said my name over the loudspeaker, like, hey, why don't you come to the gate real quick? We need to check some stuff. And I was like, they listen to the podcast. I'm not allowed back in the country.
Like this way, if we keep him out, we'll keep his musical parodies over in England. Right, your parodies in Canada, big guy.
Yeah.
Where they belong.
I was in the Turks and Caicos. You want to pay me to play guitar in the Turks and Caicos? Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, have fun
Yeah.
writing songs about Pulp Fiction over in Turks and Caicos, you son of a bitch. Some guy sitting behind his desk being like, can you believe these fucking guys? My movies.
Do you see the sign on my garage that says Dead Musician Storage? No, I don't think so. Zach, is it cool if we ask you some questions so we get to know you?
Sure, boss.
The human being? How do you guys think of that one?
I thought it was all right.
I thought it was all right, too. Andy, I got 3 questions. How about you?
Yeah.
Does that means you also have 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hope I studied.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first, Robbie.
Zach, if you had to eliminate one common household item from existence, what would it be and why?
Like, get rid of it because I don't want it, or get rid of it because the purpose is, like, done. Like, they don't need it anymore.
It doesn't matter to me. If you had to eliminate one common household item from existence, so you're not throwing it out, it's gone. No one can have one.
Plunger.
A plunger?
Yeah. Because if you don't need it, you know, that just means the toilet never gets clogged. That means you got a real good toilet.
So, this is more for the toilet industry.
Oh, exactly. Oh, everyone. Is it the toilet industry, everyone? Don't we all have toilets?
Zach here advocating for big toilet.
Yeah, I don't make toilets. I'm not part of the toilet industry.
I want some big girthy pipes is really what I'm advocating for.
Okay.
I want pipes that don't make people sick with lead, and I want them to be able to take huge shits.
I like this political stance. I'm going to be
I
honest.
think we could all.
How
we
did
could all
I
get
not win
behind
this
that.
election?
Did you run?
Yes.
That's part one.
How are your feelings about bidets?
Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
I don't like it going up and in, but I don't mind, like, I do the cheap bidet, where it's like I usually don't shit unless I'm taking a shower within 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like shitting and then I'm like working out and then I'm taking a shower. I usually don't shit, like, so I'm always hitting myself with the French bidet of like the shower, but it's not like it's going in there and getting all the parts.
The French bidet is just the bidet, brother.
Fair point. The American bidet.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're doing the gross American way. Just getting shit all over your shower.
Yeah, it's a lot less gross, I think, to open up your asshole and just let it run down your legs, right?
I don't think so, my dude. You know what I don't like about the European bidets? It's not connected to the toilet. I like the American...
Oh, it's a different thing.
Yes, the European bidets, you gotta like get up and like do like a weird crab walk over to the other thing and then spray the water up the hole.
Really?
That's
It's just
weird.
like a hose, like elsewhere?
It's like a small tub almost.
In Asia, the toilets are just like holes in the ground. Like, they don't like sit on the toilet. You squat and then you scoot over to another one and then it goes up your ass. It's not even like you sit on it or anything.
I got the bidet that's attached to the toilet.
There you go.
I like how you said in Asia. That's the biggest continent on Earth. All of them just shit in a hole. They all just shit in a hole.
All of them. Oh, no toilets. No toilets in Asia. All of them.
He said shit in a hole, but also clarified that it's a really high-tech hole.
They have like really high-tech holes, bro. You shit in them and then they clean your ass out. I am a weirdo about taking shits because I take my pants and underwear completely off every time I take a shit. I don't keep them on.
I get that, but even in public?
Yeah, unless it's like I'm rushing. Unless I'm really rushing. I don't usually take shits not in public though.
That's fair.
I take maybe 1 out of 30 shits is in public.
We're really getting to know Zach here
Yeah.
on the Royds Review podcast.
You know about my DMs?
Yeah.
I usually send pictures if you guys want those. My cousins don't like seeing them anymore.
Nah, I'm good.
Ask me again in 10 minutes.
No, I don't know. For some reason, it's just like I need the flexibility with my legs to go like this when I take one. It's kind of
Man spreading.
Yeah, I can man. You know, it's not the subway. I feel like it's okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nobody's next to you.
I'm in my home.
Yeah.
But the bidet, you gotta walk to a bidet and you gotta waddle all over there like a toddler. No,
Yeah.
thank you. That's why I couldn't do it because I'd just be like walking with my pants off across the room, feeling like a
Yeah.
psychopath.
That's why I got the one that's attached to the toilet, so I don't gotta do anything.
Oh, that's insane. That's the thing. They're not attached to the toilet. I thought it was like an add-on to the toilet.
So did I.
These fucking Europeans got it fucked up, bro.
They're weird.
That's exactly why Killmonger wanted to get rid of them. Oh, I get it.
Zach, what would you say your top 3 favorite bands or musical artists are?
I'm gonna go with 2 at first. I'm gonna put Pooh Shiesty, who is the soundtrack to most of my day. He is in jail for, I believe, conspiracy to commit murder or some sort of fraud, some sort of evidence thing, but he still makes bangers. There's a part of me that goes like, I shouldn't like him because he's a bad guy, but it's like he raps about it. It's, you know, he's authentically a bad guy.
There's something about problematic music that adds a little spark to it.
Oh yeah. Because you're like, oh, he really does this. Like he's really in federal prison for murdering, for probably destroying evidence. I forget what it is, but I almost don't even want to know. You know what I mean? Like I almost don't even want to get too close to the sausage.
That's why when you listen to these old rock and rollers and they're singing about like 14-year-olds, you're like, at least you know they were really doing it.
Every song about like a groupie, any song about like
they did that shit.
They did it, and the girl was 12. And they just so like there's not a part of me anymore that's like if R. Kelly's bad, because like if you don't like R. Kelly, you can't like Zeppelin, you can't like no, but R. Kelly's a monster too. That doesn't excuse R. Kelly.
Oh no, he was a monster, but Jimmy Page is a monster.
Yeah.
You gotta separate the art from the artist, of course.
Separating the art from the artist is what makes you an adult.
No, at a certain point, yeah, because there are songs where I'm like, oh, I do like this band. And I find out later that killed his wife with a gun, and you're like,
I can live with that.
Yes. It's nice when you just find out a band commits tax fraud and doesn't like have a harem.
Tax fraud is nice.
I'm gonna go 3 R. Kelly for. Do you ever watch? If you ever watch Trapped in the Closet, he is a hilarious person. Like
Honestly,
he has a line in there that I still say to this day, where I'm just hanging out with my buddies, where his friend says something to him in the car, and then he goes, "You higher than a fish with titties if you think I'm gonna do that?" And I'm like, "Higher than a fish with titties? What does that even mean?"
No one knows.
And he's a talented artist, even a better cult leader. It's almost like I kind of think like Charlie Barnett is the comedian.
No.
Charlie Barnett was like the first black comic SNL hired, but he was like a brilliant street performer. But they fired him after they figured out he couldn't read.
Oh.
Like, he couldn't read. Like Dave Chappelle opened for him, all that stuff. Imagine being a comedian and not being able to read. R. Kelly was running a full sex cult and didn't know how to read.
Yeah.
That's almost impressive to me. Like you tricked all these women. Some of these women have college degrees.
A comedian not being able to read, isn't that how you get on Rogan?
Oh,
got him.
It's too easy. You leave him alone. See, the thing is, and we all take shots at him, and then one day we're just gonna walk into him and not know. We're just gonna feel like a head hit your stomach, and you go like, "What?" It's gonna be him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you'd hope it's your head and not him hitting you with one of those powerful roundhouse kicks that'll fucking destroy you.
Like that is the thing of like sometimes like you ever watch a UFC fight and you're like, "Fuck, the guy I didn't want win. Fuck that guy." But then you're like, if he saw me on the street, he'd fold me into a chair and then choke me with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. So I always think that with Rogan, where I'm like, no one's saying this to him. Like anyone who hates Rogan doesn't have the balls to even come within a mile of him and say it.
I'll be honest, I don't hate Rogan. I've always thought his stand-up was great. I've always liked Rogan's stand-up.
I've loved his podcast. His podcast is the best when it's just like him interviewing like a fighter. Like my favorite one is Mike Delgrate, who's just like some Muay Thai coach from Boston, who's just talking to Joe about like when he lived in Thailand. He's like, "Yeah, I fucking ate a scorpion and shit, Joe. It was great." I don't hate you. I don't know. I like him more as a podcast than I like his stand-up, honestly. But his stand-up's not terrible. There's worse. There's worse people that like pretend their shit's good. Where I think if you ask Rogan, it's like, it's a special.
Yeah. Am I asking the next question?
Yeah.
Did you answer my question?
I'll go number 1, Tool. Just good shit to work to. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Robbie, ask your question.
How would you explain the concept of time to someone who doesn't experience it?
Someone who doesn't experience time. It would be the explanation of the linear... You can't say timeline because they don't know what that is. They don't experience time. So how do you not experience time would be...
I shifted the tone of this podcast like that.
Robbie, I got a question for you. How the hell did you come up with that
question?
ChatGPT, brother.
Damn.
It's almost like
Robbie's cheating.
That's not cheating.
Well, you would have to tell someone who doesn't experience time how time moves, and that would be impossible because you would have to have time to do it. You would need time to do so.
I mean, I would say just watch me in real time. Like, watch me right now, like for a year, and watch how like my beard will grow, my hair will grow, my pubes will grow. Right?
I would go, see, I'm over here, and then I'd be like, see, I'm over here now, and I'd be like, you know what in between that was? Time.
That's more distance, though, right?
No, both.
I'd say ticking away the moment.
Nice. You show them Dark Side of the Moon,
Yeah,
baby.
brother.
That's time, brother. And they're like, that is actually a fucking banger.
Yeah.
You kidding me? It's like one of the greatest songs ever written.
That's a
He
good
doesn't
song.
experience time, but he experiences Floyd. So we're talking to a dude on acid then.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. You're like, listen to the fucking guitar solo, brother.
So really the question is, how would you babysit someone's trip?
Yeah.
I put him on a couch. I put on Christmas Story. I put him on a couch. I just make sure they're hydrated. You know, that seems like, you know, as long as they're not like, yeah, I'm gonna die or nothing, I think you're okay. I've never done any of that stuff. That's why I'm scared to like even babysit someone on it, because I just feel like someone. Because I think I confuse acid with crack, where I think like acid makes you stronger and you hallucinate. There was a guy where I went to college who was on acid, and I think he jumped out a window and died. So I'm always like, keep away from windows. That's what I do.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What are your top 3 favorite comedians?
I would have to say Patrice, number 1. Number 2, I'd have to say Pryor, because I just think he's timeless. Like, I think Richard Pryor is the one guy you could airdrop into any thing and he'd be funny.
So you could use Richard Pryor to answer my previous question.
How would I
he's
explain time?
timeless.
Yeah, he's
And he's
timeless, that's true.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Buzzing!
He's also high on crack, usually, a lot of the time. So
Yeah, that's true.
Tough explanation, having to get him to sit still. And maybe Chappelle. I'd say Chappelle. I don't know. People kind of soured on Chappelle. I've always kind of loved him. Always thought he was nice.
That's our personal love. He just thought he was nice.
Yeah, he's a nice
I
guy.
always thought he was a nice guy. He gave you a kidney. Oh yeah, but probably those 3. Patrice is the one where it's like the most. He's like the Aaron Hernandez of comedy, where you're like, man, if you just gave him a few more years in the league.
Let's
really
compare him to someone other than Aaron Hernandez.
Did you guys see any of the Aaron Hernandez series clips?
No, I've seen the trailers for it.
Oh well, here's the thing: is like I haven't watched any of this series, and all the clips I see are of like Belichick and Gronk, and it's like Bill Belichick listening to Bon Jovi in his room. It's like dun 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 dun. Tommy used to work on the dogs. Yeah, and then they have him and Gronk just being like, "Whoa, coach is gonna kill us! Whoa!"
Yeah. I do love these new commercials with Bill Belichick when he's like, we have to make the bet.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do it.
It's so lifeless about it. He doesn't really care. It is funny. You watch him on like, I see him on like McAfee every now and then, and he just ruins my fucking day because I can't stand looking at the fucking guy. I'm like, fuck you. You ruined so many of my fucking Sundays, you piece of shit. Go away. There's a lacrosse guy. He's a lacrosse guy, so I got to see him twice anytime they want to bring up lacrosse. I'm like, oh, football, lacrosse. Bill Belichick. I'm like, get him the fuck out of my face. Yeah, Bill Belichick was a lacrosse player.
Oh.
I can't stand him. Piece of shit. It's destroyed so many of my parlays.
That's your fault for betting against him.
Yeah. Well, recently, towards the end, it's a good move to bet against them.
Yeah.
They've been asked for the past few years.
Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it.
Hey, Zach. Is it my question, Andy? We're
Yes.
off track. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I got you very off track.
Yep.
I'd be a great White House press secretary, the way you ask me these questions, and I just, like, pander off someone else.
It'd be fantastic. Would you rather be a registered sex offender or in prison for the rest of your life?
What am I in prison for? What kind of is it? White collar?
No, it's a bad prison.
Prison? Okay.
Yeah. It's not a good prison.
I think then you'd have to say A because, well, you could just be a sex offender for like peeing on a playground, like Charlie in Horrible Bosses. That's why he was a sex offender. So that's what I would be. I'd be like a guy who like took a shit on like a urinal.
No. In either scenario, you're not guilty.
Oh, I'm not guilty. I didn't do it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you don't get to choose the crime you've committed. You've been.
Oh,
yeah. No, you don't get to choose that you pissed on a fucking tree in a park. Yeah, no. In either one of these cases, you're not guilty, but all your appeals are used up, and this is what you got to live with.
Listen, I was just hugging those kids in that bike shop. Okay?
Oh no!
I didn't do anything. Oh no, I'd probably go A.
Yeah,
because you're free. If you get past, if it's like a bullshit thing, you could explain to like a neighbor, be like, "Hey, I'm technically a sex offender because of XYZ. I took a shit in a urinal at Burger King. Not saying I ever did that, but if someone ever found out that I took a shit at a urinal at Burger King or whatever, I wanted to.
That also wouldn't get you stuck as a sex offender.
I think they could.
No, they wouldn't. Not unless you intentionally did it in front of kids.
And was jerking off. Yeah,
but I think if you take a shit in a urinal, what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, "All right, that's a public nuisance charge." That's something like that. If it's empty and someone just walks in and catches you doing it, it's not gonna be a sex charge.
Got you. But what if I was drunk and they already kicked me off the playground and I was doing it as revenge?
You might get banged for it then.
All right. See, now I got a problem.
Zach, this is very specific, and I'm a little worried.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's got me thinking.
See, you asked about the war in Serbia, but you didn't talk about the war in the Congo. I'll talk about the war in the Congo. You're not gonna catch me lurking.
How many pull-ups can you do?
If I'm being honest with myself, 6. I'd say 6.
That's pretty good. Pull-ups are hard, man.
Yeah. I'm built like a fucking trash can now. I have skinny legs. I have kind of skinny arms, but my torso and neck are just gelatinous.
I like how you described yourself as a trash can and then immediately described your arms and legs, implying that in your world, trash cans have arms and legs.
They could.
Okay, sure.
It's 2024, Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fault. Sorry, guys.
Well, honestly, don't you think that'd be the best trash can that cleans itself, that has arms and legs?
That would be nice, yeah.
If it walks itself to the curb.
Just walks itself out there and sits down.
Yeah.
Robbie, I have a question for you, Robbie.
Oh, okay. Ask away.
What year did the Christmas Story come out?
Oh, that's a great question, Eddie. It came out in the year of our Megazord, 1983.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start at number 47.
Why are you going to start at number 47?
Well, I'll tell you, Robbie. I'm glad you asked, because A Christmas Story comes in at number 47 with $16 million.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
I would have guessed it was higher.
Same. Apparently it was a surprise smash holiday hit. And that's a lot of money back then,
Yeah. But the fact that it came in at 47, I just expected it to be, just because everyone talks about this movie, I expected it to come in the top 10.
It's more of it's gotten more fame after. Yeah, it's definitely more fame after than it was in its heyday, because also it's not it's also everyone thinks it's older than it is, because it's supposed to be, everyone thinks it's a movie from the 60s, and it's also a movie from 1983 where you don't really see anyone else in any of, you don't see Ralphie in all these movies, or the mom, and I think the mom may have been in some stuff, but you don't really see a lot of the actors from this movie and other stuff, they weren't in some other movie that came out 5 years later or something like that. That's really the weird part, where it became this weird cult classic. I do think the thing that made it huge is TBS just runs it 24 hours a day on Christmas.
Yeah.
Ted Turner production.
That would explain it.
Is it? I have no idea.
Well, I'm gonna jump to the top 5. We got number 5, War Games, with $74 million.
Ooh, Risk.
Yep, that's what it's about. Number 4 is Trading Places with $90 million.
All right, I'll trade you Boardwalk if you give me 3 Railroads.
Very good.
Because we're trading places.
Yeah, you're on a board game kick, huh?
Well, that's what I got. But that's, these are off the top of my head.
He's stuck in a board game, or as some would say, he's Jumanji'd himself.
Oh my god. Flashdance is number 3 with $90 million.
I got arrested the last time I did a flash dance.
We've all been there, Robbie.
Is it Flashdance like a sexy movie just about like strippers or something?
No, it's she's a maniac on the floor.
They called me a maniac after I did my flash dance.
Well, Robbie,
They said that maniac is still on the loose.
the maniac's in the mailbox. Number 2 is Tootsie with $136 million.
I went to the theaters with my camera ready to take pictures of some Tootsies. Didn't see any.
Candy? Tootsie Rolls?
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
I've never
that's
seen it. Not a big feet guy.
Tootsie's a good movie.
Number 1 is previous episode, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of ...
No,
Doesn't say
Andy.
the whole title here.
Return to the sequels.
The Jedi, I believe.
Return of the Wookiee.
Well, it made $250 million.
Wow.
You kind of expected that to be number 1.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, there's no way this, like, yeah, I went into this as being like, there's no way Christmas Story is even like top 10. But it's just weird you never see any of these people.
Yeah.
Did you see they're making a sequel to Spaceballs now?
Are they really?
Yeah, they're making a sequel to Spaceballs. They're just going to animate Mel Brooks and just give him a fucking Call of Duty super exoskeleton to walk around with.
That's pretty sick.
Well, they made a joke in the first one. If they ever made a Spaceballs sequel, it'd be called Spaceballs 2, The Quest for More Money. But then it really happened, and then they were just like, well, let's not pretend we're being greedy.
I mean, I did enjoy History of the World Part 2 on Hulu.
Same.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. So, yeah, maybe it's good.
I saw Mel Brooks live a few years ago. He was very funny.
That's good, because if you saw him dead, you would
Oh,
have seen Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
I mean, Mel Brooks is funny. He's a funny guy.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I love Mel Brooks. It's tough when like you try to show someone Mel Brooks and they're not into it. I tried showing my lacrosse team Spaceballs in college. There was just a lot of dudes being like, "This is sucky. Turn this off." Can we put on Miracle again for the 8th time?
Then you put on Miracle on 34th Street. And you're like, this one?
No, they wouldn't. These savages. All they wanted was Miracle, Miracle, over and over. Got it. The goalie's not going to take the test. They beat the Russians.
Are you guys ready to talk about A Christmas Story?
Yes, I think the listeners are also ready for us to talk about.
They're good. We open up with a voiceover. A bunch of kids go running out of a house. Christmas is coming and the goose is getting fat. The kids all go to a Christmas festival in town. They stop and look at the display in Higby's corner window. That's when Ralphie first sees the air rifle. At the beginning of the movie, he's calling it an air rifle, and then at some point it switches to BB gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they're synonyms. They're synonyms.
Yeah, I
know
think
that.
back then it was more synonym because now we have airsoft, which is like little plastic pellets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they have guys who have all airsoft leagues and stuff like that, but they're not hitting each other with BBs. BBs are
yeah. That's
the reason why I think they specify BB because of the whole take your eye out thing.
Yeah, okay. It was just very confusing to me at first. I was like, I always thought it was a BB gun, and then they started saying air rifle. This is the first time I've ever seen this. by the way.
But back then, I think it was
okay.
it was the same thing. Yeah, it's a great movie. It is
Oh.
one of those things where you're like, all right, it's about America. He wants a gun.
Yeah.
All right, 5 minutes into this, they're already like, let's get this kid a gun.
Well, like you mentioned, TBS used to play this nonstop,
I think they
and
still
so
do.
I never saw this in its entirety in order. So I've only seen pieces when I was flipping channels.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew
one of
A
those.
Christmas Story, but I didn't know.
You don't know where it
Christmas Story.
begins.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find the narration is excellent. It's
Ah.
using really colorful language, descriptive language. I would grade it an A.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does a really great job of it's all in this child's perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do
No.
a great job of that, of being like, this is what he thinks as a child.
And even the voiceover is remembering it the way he viewed it as a child.
Yes.
Which, it's very easy to be like, all right, he's a voiceover, he's an adult now, so he's going to talk about it as an adult. But this voiceover is straight up talking as it like a child remembers it. And that is a huge thing for the movie.
And he sounded like Adam West.
He did a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't Adam West. It was someone like random too. But that's what I mean about this movie. It's like every actor you think like you'd be like, well, Peter Billingsley, the kid who plays Ralphie, he is the executive producer of F is for Family on Netflix with Bill Burr.
Okay.
He's like in a lot of these people are in the industry still. Like, do you know who Chunk from the Goonies?
Yeah.
No.
He's like Chunk is like it's an 80s movie where I'm not sure the Goonies where Chunk, the kid who does the fat, takes his shirt off and he does like the truffle shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like an entertainment lawyer now. Like he's like Bobby Kelly's lawyer or stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
Like a lot of these guys will be like, you know what, I'm an actor, but that is the fun. Well, also Peter Billingsley, I think, just has a perfect little kid face. And then in the sequel, when you see him as like an adult, you're like, he's still a little kid. You're like, you're 40, you're still a little kid, dude.
Yeah, it's funny that they were able to nail when they came out with that sequel a couple years ago. The look still, like he just looks like him all grown up.
Yeah, he just has those perfect round glasses. He has those big blue eyes.
It's also funny the idea that this man grew up and never changed the style of glasses he wore.
No, he was just like, I'm still dressed like I'm 10. I still do that. I dress like how a child thinks a cool adult dresses like.
That's important. You want kids to think you're cool.
I want me to think I'm cool.
There you go.
But it is weird because you think like you don't think of when you think about it for the first time, you're probably like, oh, it's like this is the 60s, this is the 70s. You're like, no, this is the 40s.
Yes. Which makes sense that's why Ralphie's first idea is to put the ad for the air rifle in his mom's magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is firmly in the 40s because they go down to breakfast and the dad is doing a puzzle. They ain't watching TV.
Yeah, they're listening to the radio at max, but even for them, like listening to the radio for them was like, oh shit, like that's like them watching TV on steroids. That's why that's why the Ovaltine thing in this movie is such like a great nail because he was so into it, and it's like this is a fucking scam.
Well. Yeah. I love this parallel between the father and Ralphie because at the beginning of the movie, we see the father, he's doing this puzzle because he's trying to win a prize.
Yeah.
And Ralphie, he does all this stuff with
his
the
puzzle's
Ovaltine.
Much more elaborate.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
But he's doing all that to win a prize. And you see, that's just what people did back then.
But not even that. If you watch the movie, the dad doesn't even get any of the answers. It's the mom giving him half the answers.
Yes.
He's like, what's the name of the Lone Ranger's horse or whatever? And it's like, how the hell do you know that? He's like, I know that.
It's kind of like a running bit through the movie that the mom is like way smarter than the
capable.
Dad. Yeah.
But they don't show it in like, it's not over the top. It's more she just is understandable and she understands things and he's just like, fuck it, I'll plug. I was thinking this yesterday where I was rewatching it and I'm like, how did this house not fucking explode? The boiler's a mess. He's like, anytime he plugs in a lamp, he's got sparks everywhere. How is there not an electrical fire? Yeah, the outlet has 20 things in it.
Yeah, they have like a fucking adapter with 1,000 plugs in it. It's the 40s.
Yeah, it's
that
the 40s.
House is an oven.
Yeah. That's a death trap.
I bet in the sequel at some point, Ralphie talks about how his whole family died in a house fire. I
believe if we're not trying, well, I don't think anyone's caring that much about the sequel. I think the actual movie is the better movie. But in the sequel, I believe, spoiler alert, the first few minutes, I believe the dad dies. And then they don't, then that's kind of the movie where it's like, how do we get on without dad?
I mean, well, that's life, brother.
That'd be great if, like, That'd be great if like he dies and all the neighborhood dogs come to the funeral and sit down.
Yeah.
Well, just watching the trailer for the sequel, because I haven't seen the sequel, it looks like it's totally missed the spirit and the point of this movie.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of this movie, where it's like no one was coming. The only one who came back for the movie was Peter Billingsley, and I think the mom was kind of out of it. The mom was retired, I think, and they asked her to come back, and she said no. The dad was obviously dead because in this movie he is 50.
Oh yeah,
He's 50 in this movie. That's my favorite part. She's like 30. He is 57 years old.
Yeah.
Easily.
His sperm was not good when they got pregnant.
Yeah. It's also 1983, so that guy's probably like 35. You know,
Yeah.
There's just something about aging it's changed, you know?
Oh, everyone was coked up back then. That might be it.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
it. All the cigarettes.
Ralphie asks his mom for the air rifle. She says no, and it starts the refrain of "You'll shoot your eye out." Ralphie then daydreams of people breaking into his house, and he has this glittery cowboy outfit on in his own daydream.
Oh, it's so gay.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, though.
I need this outfit in Red Dead 2.
Hell yeah, brother.
I need to march around on my horse as Arthur Morgan with this glittery outfit.
We're gonna go to Tahiti and become mango farmers, Arthur.
It would be great if like you tried to rob someone in Red Dead with this, and you're like, put the money on the ground. I'm like, are those sequins? I'm so thrown off by a
Put the money
glittery
on the ground,
cowboy.
big boy.
What the? Are those diamond studded sequins? Oh my god!
You look great.
Diamond studded and assless cowboy.
Well, I think that would have been part. That's why you couldn't have robbed anyone, because they would have been like, "Yeah, he robbed me. He has three columns of sequins on his right arm, 2 on the left. It was the most fabulous jacket I've ever seen."
I also love that he fucking kills these robbers in his dreams.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
Shoots
they're like
them dead.
Pokemon dead. They have like X's over their eyes.
That looks awesome because it's like 2 strings over each of their eyes.
Speaking of your 1940s racism, they call him Black Bart, which is pretty on the nose.
The bad guy?
Yeah, the bad guy who's like coming to Ralphie's house is Black Bart, his name.
Was he even black?
No.
I don't think it was racism. I think they just use black as like a black is evil.
Yeah, I know.
And
But
white is
isn't that
good.
racism?
I mean, yes.
In a way, yeah.
But in the stock market, if you're in the black, that's good.
Oh,
That's true.
And if I'm in the black, it means I hired a prostitute.
Mm.
I have a note here that says mom is serving gruel.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. She makes like garbage a lot of the time.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure it's an Irish family.
Mm-hmm.
it's gotta be.
It's not great. She's always making some sort of paste or casserole. Nothing where you're like, when you realize the little brother never eats, and then yeah, of course she's making garbage.
Would you
Yes.
eat that? Yeah.
Now you know why the dad's pissed off all the time.
I really like the dad's like impromptu swearing but not swearing. He's just like
Mhm.
racking fracking boiler, racking fracking rabbit. You know,
Like a cartoon.
Yeah, but that's
like
what's supposed to be.
Yosemite Sam.
I think that's a good way. I think it was to have little kids in the movie without having them dropping F-bombs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Well, it also allows the kids to hear the cursing, so it establishes
without being
where.
like,
Yeah.
with that he's a potty mouth. And also, like, it'd be weird if he was like such a tough, grundled old man and like didn't curse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He will curse.
He's a very old-fashioned dad because he's very hands-off.
He's
He wants
75.
Yes.
Bro.
he wants to fix
No.
everything himself,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
he doesn't really mind when his kid gets into a fight.
Bro.
No.
The dad.
That's like the funny part about the fight part later is like you think if he told him, hey, he beat up the bully and his little bitch buddy, the dad would have been like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah. The dad can't leave for work because the car won't start, and then the furnace goes out and he's losing it. The mom dresses the little kid for school. This is really funny because he cries because he can't put his arms down, and the mom pushes the arms down and they pop
And
right
come
back up.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, just go.
Yeah.
Ralphie meets with some friends on the way to school. Two of them talk about sticking your tongue to a frozen pole. At his school, all the class wear these like fake teeth to prank the teacher. She then takes them and puts them all in her bare hand. Ew. Ew.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Ew.
Bro, as a teacher, please tell us why this is gross.
Kids are gross, brother.
Kids
Oh,
are
yeah.
gross.
Disgusting.
I am a teacher as well, and I have what I call the June box, meaning
June
if,
box deep dot.
That's exactly it. But
But
like if you have something that you shouldn't have, I put it in the June box, which means you're not gonna get that shit back until June, brother.
That's cruel. I hate
That's
that.
a good one.
Listen, don't fuck around. Don't
Here's
fuck around.
my problem when I was a teacher is I'm not a disciplinarian in any way. And I'm like that with my nephew. I'm like that with
Suck
my
my
pets.
dick, Mr. Hall, bitch, motherfucker.
Oh no, that they wouldn't get away with. But
Well-
like,
Billy, you're in 5th grade.
my problem is, so when we were on vacation, I got scolded by my brother-in-law when I was playing with his son, my nephew. We were playing, and all of a sudden he just goes, "Boys," and I was like, "Okay, dude, I'm 35 years old."
Yeah.
But we were playing with the umbrellas in the resort.
Hmm.
I get in trouble a lot. I get in trouble a lot. When they're all standing outside by the pole, one of the best lines I've ever heard is, "You're full of beans, and so is your old man."
Yeah.
It's a very 1940s insult.
Yeah.
No. I have a question. Do you think that Triple Dog Dare was started with this movie?
No.
No.
Okay.
Because the way they're talking,
83. Yeah.
the way they're talking about it makes it seem like it's a very well-known thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it, you know, there was probably like, even if you didn't have double dog, you probably had some sort of synonym or something like, we super dare you,
Yeah.
we colossal dare you.
When this kid gets his tongue stuck to the pole, he throws an excellent panicked fit.
Yes.
This kid's
Honestly,
crushing it.
The acting by everybody is fucking great.
This
Especially
is full
the
of
kids.
Yeah, this is full of great kid acting, and you don't
Yeah.
get that a
Mhm.
lot.
No,
you don't.
yeah. Do you think there's like an expiration date on kid actors, like Dakota Fanning, where it's like no one watches anything, anything Dakota Fanning makes now?
Listen, I think as a kid actor, there's a very real thing you have to do. You finish your kid acting career, you take a break, you go to college, and you become very selective of your roles after that. That's what Emma Watson did, and look at her. She's a star. That's what fucking Harry Potter did, Daniel Radcliffe, and you see him in these good movies.
Mm.
You know, but what happens is a lot of kid actors, they try to just keep going, and it's like, no, go to college, take some
Yeah.
acting classes, get a real degree.
Make
And
a
also, too,
collage.
it makes their interviews because they have no concept of like what's a dude who works in a factory think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like,
They have no concept of like life.
that's the thing. If you're a kid actor, you can't get right into, you can't immediately be like, I want to do more adult roles. You go to college, take some time away from acting, make people miss you.
Mm.
Because then when you come back 3 or 4 years later, you're going to get a lot of people going, oh shit, did you see the kid from Dingle Boy is going to be in something?
It's
that
one of
happened
my
with,
favorite movies.
Do you know what happened with recently? Short Round. Just was
Yeah.
the he was the guy in that big Korean movie the other year.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, I believe
Previous
he was
episode. Check it out.
I didn't watch. I didn't watch either the episode of the movie.
Well, the movie was really good. The episode's even better.
The Academy Award winning podcast.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, that happened with him.
I really like the line where like he's stuck to the pole. I'm like, what are we gonna do? And Ralphie just goes, I don't know, the bell rang.
Yeah.
Like, so they
Yeah.
get, they're like, but we can't just leave him. He's like, I don't know, the bell rang. And they just go inside.
And the
great.
kid's like, don't leave me, come back.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
they're like,
like,
the
I'm
bell
literally-
rang, dude.
And the kid's literally like, I'm gonna freeze to death.
I'm gonna die out here.
Well, all the kids are in class, and they deny knowing anything until one kid's like, why don't you take a look outside, lady?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one kid's point out.
I really like the big old cartoon bandage just wrapped around his tongue after that. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And the one kid being hyped to see the fire department. Wow, it's the fire department.
That's
wow,
very real.
It's the cops.
That's so real, though.
But how great
yeah.
that's why they
NL.
can't do a reboot today with this, because it'd be like 12 kids around there Instagramming it. Be like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
motherfucker stuck to a pole.
The
Oh,
cop runs
shit,
out.
it's the cops.
He runs out and opens fire.
Yeah.
I'm shooting at the pole. Don't worry, kid. I'll save you.
I meant more just the kids being like, oh shit, dumb dick, he's stuck to a pole.
The teacher shames whoever put him up to it, and I like Ralphie's basically like, snitches get stitches, brother. Like,
Yeah.
we ain't talking.
No. They were so scared of their parents that they're like, they don't even process, like, you almost...
If I was a kid, right, and I was the one who got my tongue stuck to a pole, my parents would not be mad at anyone but me.
Yeah, me too. Same thing.
Because it gets to like, these kids are old enough. It's like, dude, listen, you're a dumb bitch. You're a dumb bitch, kid.
Yeah. I got my wiener stuck to a pole once.
How?
I don't know,
Was-
Robbie. Just move on. Just move on.
Okay. Okay.
Was it cold?
I guess. I
Was
don't
your
know,
wiener
guys.
wet? Did you get a wet wiener?
Guys, move on. I
All
don't
right.
know.
All right. Okay. Okay. I don't know how it happened. It just
It
did.
just happened. I'm just telling you what happened to me.
The teacher assigns them a theme, what I want for Christmas, and this excites Ralphie. I had a stroke trying to say excites.
This happens to all of us.
Yeah. Ralphie and his friends are walking home, and they get confronted by Scott Fargus, and he has yellow eyes.
I swear they were yellow.
That's great.
Yeah.
I also love this guy has a fucking goon. This kid has a goon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, why don't you come back here?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see
what
that,
he said.
And the toadie's just like, there is a part of the toadie that's just like, listen, I'm just with this guy so I don't get beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Scott
they-
Fargus barely says
That's
anything.
perfect,
He just laughs the whole time.
The goon is the best because he's dressed like Danny DeVito. Like, he's in like a leather jacket. He's in like a Potsy hat. He's in like,
Yeah.
he's dressed like an adult man.
After Ralphie and his friends run away, the Fargus and the goon are like, and giving each other punches until Fargus punches him too hard. He's like, ow.
Yeah, it's like, ouch. Yeah,
That's
good stuff.
great.
The best line of the movie's right there when he pushes down the brother. Forget the brother's name right now.
Randy.
Randy, yeah. He goes, Randy lays there like a slug, his only defense. Randy is just like, I'm just gonna lay here until it's over.
Yeah, can't even move my fucking arms.
Ralph.
Randy laid there like a slug, his only defense.
Ralphie writes that he wants the BB gun. The bumpus hounds from next door bother Ralphie's dad as he gets home. This is great because the dogs don't seem to be bad. They
They
seem
have
to
no reason. Yeah, they have no reason
Yeah.
to bother him, and they just do. It's the
They're just
best.
being playful too.
It's not like he's got like a piece of bacon in his pocket or anything.
Yeah.
It's like a group of dogs that's harassing this man.
I also love because he specifies, he goes, they leave everyone else alone.
Yeah, what my dad. Yeah.
They definitely saw him kicking a puppy one day. Like, no, what happened?
The dad gets all excited because he won something. At dinner, we see that the younger brother Randy won't eat. That's just a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's just kids who won't.
My one criticism with this movie is this scene where the mommy's little piggy scene, it just goes on for like far too long.
All right, I have to ask an honest question.
Yeah.
She looks at you and goes, who's mommy's little piggy? Isn't that going to do it for you? A little bit.
No.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. You got a face full of muff, and she goes, who's mommy's little piggy? That's not going to do it for you.
I
Full of
am.
muff, Robbie.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Jesus Christ.
That's going to
You
do
knew
it
I
for
was
me,
coming
brother.
this week. You knew I was coming this week.
I don't know,
Listen,
man. Something,
I
it
have
triggered something when she went, who's mommy's little piggy? And I was like, oh, baby, I am.
Robbie, you gotta talk to somebody.
Yeah. Rob's gonna have like a thing with Laura later. He's just gonna have like not eat her food and be like, just call me a piggy. Just like
I'm gonna be honest. This is a bridge too far, the mom is little piggy shit. Cause like, no, you gotta teach that kid to eat with a fork.
yeah, no, he's just hammering it.
I just found it like he's like snorting and licking the plate, and then it goes back to the mom, and she's like, "You're my little piggy, yeah, yeah." And then it goes back to the kid. He's doing the same thing. It goes on for like a minute straight, and I was like, we got it. We fucking got it.
That dad's ready to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest. I don't blame him if he takes the kids and goes, "Listen, she was letting my kid eat like a fucking pig." Like, and that was her way of getting this child to eat.
I was calling him a piggy. What's wrong with that? He's a kid. He's like, he's 14.
Yeah, exactly.
If he's any bigger than this is a problem. You are right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, at some point, you gotta go, all right, then fucking go to bed hungry, kid. Because, like animals, the kid will eventually fucking eat. And I know it sounds cruel.
Yeah.
But you're not dealing with a kid with an allergy. At some point, when a kid's a picky eater, you just gotta fucking make them eat. And it can't be fucking, who's my little piggy?
No.
Kid sitting there with a boner, just shoving his face into mashed potatoes.
Rob's in there. Yeah. I don't have mom stuff. I have older neighbor stuff. Rob's got mom stuff.
No, I need to stress something. It's not the idea of a mom saying that to me. It's the idea of any woman in power saying to me, "Who's my little piggy?"
Okay.
All right.
Well, we're learning stuff about Rob.
I'm gonna go to
Next
a
part.
therapist.
Yeah.
There's a knock at the door. It's the dad's prize. He's really excited because it's a giant leg, and Ralphie is about to come.
Yeah, he's just feeling it, and the mom's like, "Stop!" Like,
Randy's just like, what is it? Like, he doesn't even get. He's so far from a boner.
he's like, "I'm still a little piggy. I'm just a little piggy."
Like, that's the 40s though. Like, that's what like was they. You know, if you saw a boob, it was your wife. You didn't see like there was no porn. There was no,
You got arrested for doing porn.
Oh yeah, it's a great lamp. There's something about the suggestiveness of it. Like I always like when a girl wears underwear. It's like unwrapping a present. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
This is what this leg's about. Like that's what that leg is about. It's it's the suggestiveness of some ass.
This is an all-around very wholesome movie, and we're smut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is the smutty part. You think it's a more wholesome movie than it is, and then this part comes up, and you're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But even this is just like, it's just like
the whole family's having goon sessions to a lamp.
Whole neighborhood, bro.
It's really just Ralphie and the dad.
The whole neighborhood. They're all outside just standing with them gooning.
And then they just like, the other guys are like, what is that? The other guy's like, it's a massive achievement.
It's a huge prize. And the guy's like, it looks like a lamp.
The guy's like, I'll give you a huge prize, baby Goyle.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw someone the other day. Oh no, but also him plugging in the lamp is hilarious because it sparks a giant electrical fire.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I can't do that. I'll have to unplug something.
He's like, I'll unplug my, let me unplug my wife's, radiation machine or whatever. Unplug her, what is it? Dialysis machine.
I just really like the fact that this dad is such a loser that this prize that he's won, he wants displayed in the front window.
He wants to display in the front window. She's not even like okay that it's like, I think she'd be okay with the lamp. I think she's more grossed out that it's in front of everything.
Yeah, listen, I don't blame her for being like, don't put that in the window. Put that in the corner of our bedroom so you have something to look at doggy style.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like you see people with this lamp now ironically, like, hey, lamp.
Yeah.
What if I just got a rack lamp of just like some tits?
A rack of lamb? Oh.
A rack lamp of just
like
a
rack of lamb.
Some breasts. The father's showing everyone in the neighborhood. It's a massive achievement.
Check out these titties. I just like the fact that he's definitely not proud of the lamp itself. He's proud of what it represents. him getting
Yeah.
a
won
win.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that he
Like, I
won
won.
something.
Yeah.
He doesn't even care how sexy the lamp is. Really, he's more
No.
like, "Look, I won something."
Yeah.
You are right. Yeah, never thought of it like that. He's proud of his massive achievement. Ralphie the whole time just feeling up a leg, trying not to. He's like playing with the fishnets and stuff, and he's like, "These are nice."
Ralphie's like, I'm gonna be a leg man.
Oh yeah.
A leg
creep.
man, as they call
This
it.
movie probably has made me very creepy about thighs, but
Ralphie and his brother go to listen to Little Orphan Annie. At school, Ralphie has another daydream about giving his teacher the greatest paper ever. I absolutely love this one.
This one is fucking 10 out of 10. Like, she's like, if I read another bad paper, I shall weep.
yeah, and she's dressed like she's in Clue.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's
And
dressed
then,
like he just strangled Colonel Mustard in the fucking laboratory.
Well, like, then she gives him the A+. She's like, oh my God, Ralphie, the greatest paper ever. And she writes A++, and she goes all the way around the room with the pluses on the wall. It's fucking gold.
And the whole class celebrates, and they carry Ralphie out at one point.
Yeah.
He blows them kisses, and then it turns out he's just been staring out the window, having
Yeah.
this daydream while standing at the teacher's desk.
Yeah. She's like, you can sit
Incredible.
down now. He's like, oh, okay.
Has any kid ever come up to you with how excited they were about their own paper? You're just like, go away.
Yeah, a lot of the times it's like they'll write something and they'll be like really excited. Like they think just because they did it that it's good. So like they'll give me the paper and they're all excited and I'm like, oh boy, great job. All right, go take your seat. And it's like a fucking F. Like
Well, they're in second grade, Andy.
right. So just accomplishing anything is like, wow, that's great.
I didn't have kids who would do that. I would have kids who would be really proud of themselves in general. So like, I asked the kids the first day of school, like, write a little paper about yourself. And this kid who was under 5 feet tall wrote about how he was going to be an NBA star.
Oh,
Yeah, and I was like, you ain't.
yeah, that's
Bro, you're from Belmore. You're going to the G League.
Oh no, he was from Harlem because that's where I taught.
yeah. I mean, it's I mean, you don't really give kids their grades in second grade. You kind of just like grade them.
Yeah,
But,
you fucking suck.
I have a question.
Oh, ask
you
that
guys.
question. Oh, for us, okay.
Yeah. When you were growing up, did your parents call it supper or dinner?
My grandparents called it
Dinner.
supper. My parents called it dinner.
Okay. Yeah. Mine called it supper until like I was in high school. Then they changed it to dinner.
Supper is very old-fashioned.
Yeah. My parents are a little older.
Yeah, no, my grandparents always called it supper.
Interesting.
And my parents called it dinner.
Email
My
in.
parents always called it dinner. Supper was always a little.
Email in. What'd your parents call it? Supper or dinner?
Dinner. It'd be me dinner. Supper, I don't know. They never called it supper.
I like the idea of supper. I don't know why. I like
it
calling
too.
it supper.
Yeah.
Sounds more wholesome.
It does. Takes me back to a simpler time.
Yeah.
Ralphie and the family go out to buy a tree. On the ride home, the mom and the kids are screaming Jingle Bells. Like, they're not singing it.
If
They
I
are.
were the dad, I'd wrap that car around a tree, brother.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I have the same note. They get a flat tire, and the dad is super hyped to fix this flat tire.
He's like, time me.
I got 4 minutes.
Give me 4 minutes. I'm gonna crush this, dude. This was
I only
very
got 4
relatable.
minutes to change a tire.
Nice. This was very relatable because when like you go to help your dad with something, and they always just give you like, I mean, this is when you're a kid, obviously. They
Yeah.
always just give you like the bullshit task. Like Ralphie just has to hold the hubcap. That's all he has to do.
You
Yeah.
fuck it up.
Like
I always fuck
it's
those up.
either yeah, and like or you hold a flashlight, and I'd somehow fuck that up because like it's like both excitement, like oh, bro, I'm one of the boys, and then also like the pressure's on, brother. So like the light is just trembling, and my dad's like, "Listen, if you can't hold the light, like get the fuck out of here." And I'm like, "Damn it, I failed again. Damn it. Next time." And I'm like practicing. I'm like holding flashlights in the mirror. I'm just holding them steady.
Oh no!
You got this, Andy. You could do this. But like,
Well, it is funny now because when you think of like how easily the dad changes a tire, and it's like, how many people do you know that change? You know, I can change a tire just because I've done it once or twice, and I've done the whole side of the road thing, but
yeah,
no one changes. You know, a lot of times you just wait for the tow truck. Like a lot of people don't change their own tires. They're just like, well, I gotta change the tire. I'm done.
A lot of new cars don't even come with a donut. They come with like a spray. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Ah.
If you get a flat, get it on the Southern State, because if you do, they have all those trucks that come around and help, and they'll put the tire on for you for free.
For free? Holy shit!
They even say like the donut that the dad has is like a piece of shit still. So this happens all the time.
Yeah.
Because this dad definitely comes across as a guy who's like, I'll fix it. It's not broken. We don't have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
I respect it.
I really like the slow-mo fudge. That's really good.
Very good stuff. And the dad loses his fucking mind.
Yeah.
The mom freaks out that he said the F curse, and at home, the mom washes his mouth out with soap. I never had that.
It's the 1940s. It's very old-fashioned.
I had soap in the mouth.
No. I do remember the first time I ever said the F word to one of my parents. And I was like 16, so I wasn't too young to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also like the first time I said it. And I remember saying it. And since it was like a few years after my parents had divorced and I was just living with my dad and brother at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to lean into this. And I said it. And I remember I just stared my dad in the eye like, yeah, I fucking said it. What are you going to do about it? And he stared back at me for a second like, that's the first time I ever heard you fucking say that. And
that was it?
Yeah, nothing happened.
Oh.
Nothing happened. No. But there was this moment of fear in my heart, and it's like, am I gonna get away with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got like Dawn dish soap like right in my fucking gullet.
Mine was about the Knicks, so I got away with it.
Nice.
The first time I ever knowingly cursed in front of my parents was at a Yankee Braves game, and we were sitting in the bleachers, and the whole crowd was chanting at Andrew Jones that he sucks. And we were in the bleachers, and everyone around us was doing it, and they were going, Andrew, you suck. They were saying Andrew 3 times, but we don't have time for that. So I'll just explain it, which will take even more time. And so I remember looking at my mom and dad being like, is it cool? And they were like, yes, but don't fucking repeat yourself. So we started doing it. It was the greatest day of my life. And then like a year later, my dad and I went to a Yankee Red Sox game, and my dad bought me a Boston Suck shirt. And I think that was the impetus for my parents' divorce. I'm pretty sure that was the start of it. That was the beginning of the end, is when my father let me wear a Red Sox or a Boston Suck shirt, and I wore it to school one day.
Oh, another marriage.
I was like 12. Yeah, it was not a good look.
I remember after, like 16, like you said, like I'd throw it out. I wouldn't curse at my parents, but I'd curse. And like I'd hear like, or even if I cursed and they weren't even in the room, I'd hear like from the other room, like, you're not with your friends. Like, you don't talk like that at home. I was like, damn, they really don't like me cursing.
It was
even,
a good
Robbie,
movie that kind of demonstrated of like, everyone curses around their friends, but no one's cursing at home.
Right. And like, Robbie,
it's like slurs.
You remember back in the day we were playing a show and we were like in a bar, and like for one of our songs there's a break and I was singing and I go like, we're gonna fuck your day up or something, and my dad like afterwards was like mortified, and he was like, that word really sets people up, really sets people off, like bad things can happen. I was like, Dad, we're in a dive bar, like people are doing coke in the bathroom, whatever. Like the place got busted for cocaine, you remember,
while we were on stage.
Yeah. So, like, I don't think me saying we're going to fuck your day up is going to ruin anything.
Especially
I was in my 20s. So, like...
And I would say, like, heinous shit throughout the show.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Yeah, no,
do they come up there with soap? That'd be great if the police would come in, storm the stage, and it's like, listen, we got them for coke, we got you guys for cursing, go eat this soap.
Well, my dad had, the bottle of Dawn, and he'd spray it from the side of the stage right in my fucking mouth.
Oh, thank God it's not liquid soap. Imagine trying to wash your kid's mouth out with like body wash.
Oh, jeez.
That's what I'm saying. My parents would squirt the fucking Dawn dish soap right in my fucking mouth. It only happened once because I learned my lesson. I was like, I ain't doing that again. Jesus Christ.
No, Ralphie does lose his sight because of the soap.
This is
like he's like,
this is incredible. And when the mom going, did we do this to you?
Yeah.
it's such a 10-year-old way of thinking of like, it's like the kid who gets spanked who's like, I'm never gonna be a gymnast now.
And he blames the soap poisoning.
Yeah. That shit is gold. I really like how the mom, just out of curiosity, takes a little taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's like, ugh.
She's like, what am I doing?
I also like that apparently the soap taste doesn't hit for a second because she does it and then runs to the sink. But this is also where he blames his friend for teaching him the F curse instead of his father, which doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. Well, that's what the mom says on the phone to him. And she goes, well, you know where he heard it from? And he goes,
He's
his
like,
father?
yeah, your dad.
Yeah.
His father? And then he goes, no, your son. She goes, what?
Yeah,
And she
I like how
beats the shit out of her son.
She doesn't say anything. You just hear the beating, and he's like, why? Why?
Oh, yeah. Now that I think about it, it does give me the reminders of, do you guys ever hear like the old unfiltered Xbox lobbies? Because like
Yes.
now sometimes if you say stuff on Xbox, they'll hear it and they have like the algorithms listening for it. You could have said anything. You could have been dealing drugs. Well, people obviously said talk mad shit still, but you couldn't be like getting beat. Like, you can't get beat on Xbox anymore.
That's probably a good thing.
Kyle, what's going on? He's like, my dad. Oh!
Yeah. I remember I used to play a lot more online video games than I do now, but I've never been called the N-word more in my entire life.
Yeah. I haven't called it. Well, there was one time I got called it in person by a black person, but they were like 2 and they were like just learning the word, and the dad was so embarrassed. It was like my neighbor. I'm walking past him and his kid. He's like, oh, hey, man. I was like, oh. And the kid goes, what's up? And I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
oh. And I just went there, I just go, I think your kid needs glasses. And I just kept walking. He's embarrassed about it. Let me be funny.
Yeah. I like how a lot of scene transitions are like interspersed with or throughout with the bully kids chasing them.
Yes.
And then it just like goes to the next scene. I really like that.
That's a lot of fun. It's either that or they do these like almost Star Wars-esque wipe transitions where like yeah, that's fun. At school, all the kids are giving the teacher a gift. Ralphie gives the teacher a huge fruit basket, but like that doesn't seem out of place, but they act like it's a big deal.
Oh, it's more because like every kid's like, here's a little thing, here's a little thing, and he's like, here's a whole fruit basket.
There's also
one kid gave her a rabbit.
Gave her a rabbit?
Hitachi.
Rabbit?
Hibachi.
Hibachi rabbit.
Yeah, everyone else is just, well, that's what it is. Everyone else is just given one apple, and then he just goes up like a jerk off with a whole.
Here's the question though. Like, that shit is expensive. Why not just buy the fucking rifle instead of a fruit basket?
I think that's from his parents. He didn't buy that.
No. What if he picked those on the way? He didn't buy that pineapple.
he picked it on the way to school in the snow.
Oh, this pineapple tree.
All the fresh oranges they have in the trees of the Midwest.
Bananas? He's got a fucking pineapple. What a jerk off. That's only okay if you're swinging.
Yeah.
He gets the C+, and at the bottom of the paper it just says, "You'll shoot your eye out."
Yes.
That's fucking gold.
Bessie thought that was going to help. He gets that back in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
Ralphie gets his decoder ring. He uses it to solve the secret message, and it's just an advertisement for Ovaltine.
Yeah, that's great.
The dad flips out about the furnace, and then we see the mom. Well, we don't see the mom break the lamp, but she broke the lamp, brother.
Here's the thing. I don't think she did. I'm going to say she didn't.
Okay, my question is,
I think she loves her family that much. She'd put up with the smut.
Do you think she did that on purpose?
No.
I thought she did.
So
well, I think
so
she is conscious enough to be like, Ralphie or Randy might see me do it, and then they might tell Dad that I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, she doesn't seem like she'd ruin. She's like, there's going to be more of a hullabaloo if I break the thing than just having it here. Because I think if you just have it there and it goes away eventually, you don't got to worry about it. But you break it. I will say, as a guy who works at an Italian shipping company, fragile is still one of my favorite jokes.
Yeah.
Where he goes, it's fragile. Must mean it's Italian. It's like, no, it's fragile. It's fragile. Stupid.
This also shows that the dad is insane because he accuses the mom of being jealous, not of the lamp, but that he won the lamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes, brother. We have two very unstable parents here.
Oh, yeah.
This guy probably just fought through World War One.
Yeah, probably. He's got trench foot.
Yeah, like there's no. I don't know. Well, he might have been too old to be in World War One. But looking at it though, it is like this is why lamps aren't like big and long shapes, and they're always like heavy, so you don't knock them over like this.
Right.
No.
The dad can't fix the lamp, and it's great seeing the mom laughing in the background. I think that's really good. That she's like laughing at him trying to fix the lamp. But let's be honest, this is the 40s. In the next scene, she has a black eye.
Yeah.
In the next scene, that's her leg.
Yeah.
Falling apart.
On their way to school, the bullies beat up the same friend as before, and I really like the kid saying uncle before he's even being touched.
Yeah.
Like, he's already given in. This is where we see the teacher give back the themes. He gets the C+. And then we get this scene. Ralphie is going to kill this kid. I mean, he's smashing his head on the frozen ground. If his mom doesn't get there, he's dead. D-E-D, dead.
Yeah, yeah. And he does get hit, like, right in the side, like, right in the temple with the snowball.
Yeah.
And I got a quick story here. One day, I was in high school. I was walking home on Halloween. Okay, I think I was like a freshman or whatever. And I got hit with a frozen egg right in the back of the head. And it was like a baseball. Shit hurt. And like it was these kids, they were younger than me, but like they were laughing. And like I pulled, like, I wiped the shit off the back of my head, and it was a mixture of yellow and red. Like I was bleeding.
Ugh.
So I was like, I'm not a violent guy, but I chased these kids down, and I caught one of them, and I knocked him to the ground, and I punched him in the face, and like this was flat on the ground, so like I felt like my fist hit his face, his head bounced off the ground, and then hit my fist again. And that's where I stopped seeing red, and I was like, oh my God, I just...
And then I made him eat the egg.
But like after that, like it all, like I had like post-assault clarity, and I was oh shit. And then I realized like he started crying, and I was like, oh, this kid's like in middle school, I hope. So I just fucking ran home. I ran home, and my parents were like, oh, you're not going out on Halloween? I was like, not this year, no, not this year.
Andy, why do you have a boner?
Yeah,
Robbie, no.
That's his own fault. Like if my kid,
he deserved it.
If some man came and said, "Hey, man, I put hands on your kid after you hit me first," I'd be like,
look at the back of my head, dude. I'm bleeding. Like,
he deserved it. Fuck that kid.
Yeah.
God.
The younger brother Randy is hilariously nervous after that their dad is going to kill Ralphie for what he did. He's just under the sink, and the mom just lets him stay there.
Yeah. I like how mom has Ralphie's back, because she like gently tells, she's like, Ralphie got in a fight. She doesn't bring up the fact that he like nearly killed a kid.
Yeah, Ralphie committed felony assault today.
They don't want his dad to get too much of a boner.
Yeah.
His dad. The thing is if she was like, listen, Randy beat the fucking shit out of this kid today.
Well, that's the thing. If he was like, I was expecting Ralphie got into a fight today, and that's to go, did he win?
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's all really in the 40s. That's all the dad's gonna care about.
Mm-hmm.
The dad is actually very caring and loving, as we see later. But like, he's a 40s dad, so he's just like repressed, you know?
That's all he's got.
If I found out my son of that age beat up his bully, I'm not mad at him.
No, you got to fight back. But like, you know, I can see why he'd be terrified, you know, because, you know, he said fuck and he had to eat soap. Like,
well,
I just almost killed a kid. What's going to happen to me?
Yeah, well, you can't disrespect your parents, but you
And
almost
they're more
killed
scared of
someone.
like authority than like getting hit. Like they're more scared of being in trouble than they are.
And also like disappointing their parents.
Because it is a certain thing where like Ralphie got a bad grade on a paper. What are the parents going to do? They're just going to ground him or hit him, like, or mouth soap.
Yeah. Ralphie's last play for the BB gun is Santa Claus, and I have a question. If he believes in Santa, shouldn't that be his first go-to?
See, that's something I kind of like about this movie, is that it's not like, oh, Santa Claus is coming to town, it's a Christmas movie, huh? Like, it's just a very grounded family Christmas movie.
Yeah, but like, if the kid's still young enough to believe in Santa, wouldn't his first play be like, I'm gonna ask Santa for the BB gun?
Yeah, I guess, unless he has his doubts, you know?
That's true. He is old enough to be like, I just don't believe in Santa. He's like 12 years old here.
Yeah.
Who knows? Ralph?
I know.
Oh, do you?
No, I don't.
You don't know. You just said
No.
you're a liar, Andy.
Oh, no. I'm gonna get cold.
Oh, I thought you said you're gonna get cold, and I was like, what do you mean you're gonna get cold? But then you said you're gonna get cold, which will keep you warm.
Right, and it burns clean, Robbie.
Does it?
No.
Oh. I was gonna say, I don't think it does, but maybe it's Christmas coal, and it does.
Hooray!
The smell of peppermint floats into the air.
Hooray!
They go to the parade. Ralphie and his brother wait in a long line for Santa, and the kid in front of them is super fucking weird.
Yeah.
He's got like the airplane goggles on, and he's got like the airplane helmet, and he looks at them and he's like, I love Santa. And they're like,
Oh, that guy, yeah.
and they're like, okay. And then he goes, I love the Tin Man. It's like, all right, dude, chill the fuck out.
Yeah. Previous episode, Wizard of Oz. Check it out.
Yeah, it is a previous episode.
To be fair to the kid, it's definitely just like an autistic kid on the line. He's just like,
Yeah.
oh no. But part of me, as I got older, I almost got like the staff working there, just being like, "Come on, we got another kid to move," and he's just being like, "Why are they so rude?"
Dude, they are abusing these kids, though.
They are dragging him by the arm. Yeah, that's no good.
And then Santa's like throwing them down the slide
Yeah.
and shit.
But I like how like the witch comes up to him and he's like, "Please don't bother me," and she's like, "All right."
He's like, done. I'm not here for any evil juju today.
Two kids in a row have an absolute freak out. Ralphie gets up to Santa Claus and he totally freezes up, and Santa's like, all right, how about a fucking football?
Yeah, and he's like, "Sure." I like how a quarter of the way down the slide he remembers and he goes, "No!" And he slaps his foot down.
He climbs
And
back
then he tells
up.
him, and you get the fucking greatest. You know, I mean, every time they say it, it's funnier. Like, you'll shoot your eye out.
Because the cover of the movie is that him smiling after he
Yeah.
says it to him, like what he wants, and he's just like, "Right, wherever you go," and it's him just cheesing it, and like Santa's just like, "Oh, you'll shoot your eye out."
Yeah, and I like how his foot. It's not a kick. He just gently taps
just
him with his foot.
gently
Yeah.
He just falls down the slide. It's also the coolest, most elaborate Santa setup I've ever seen. Very
That's
cool.
sick. If,
Yeah.
if they had that when I was a kid, I would have made my mom take me to see Santa all the time.
Yeah. I'm trying to sit on some laps, brother.
Brother!
If you had a slide with that many little kids, one of them would piss their pants or something on it, and then you'd have
Oh,
piss on
yeah.
a slide for.
Yeah, that's
And
why we
you
don't
have to-
have those things.
And then you'd have to yell at 3 other kids, "Hey, you can't use the slide because there's piss on it," and then they'd be like, "I don't care, I like piss."
Yeah, then it's just a water slide.
I did like how this Santa is literally just screaming "ho ho ho" in kids' faces.
And you hear him in the background at the mall too, just
Yeah.
as loud as possible. The family is putting up the Christmas tree. Of course, they blow a fuse. They send Ralphie and Randy upstairs so Santa Claus can come. Then on Christmas morning, Ralph and his brother, they come downstairs. They're all excited. Randy is so funny, but he keeps going, "Oh boy, that's mine! Oh boy, that's mine!"
There also is the 2-second lay there that Ralphie has after he gets kicked down there, where he's just like, "I blew it, man, I blew it.
Yes.
I had one chance." Like he just missed a Hail Mary. Like he just lost the football game. Oh no! But then Ralphie, Randy gets all the presents.
That's great.
Then they get the bunny suits.
Yes, the iconic bunny suit. I'm gonna be honest. I always thought this was the opening of the movie. I don't know why. Of him getting the bunny suit. But the mom gets the dad a blue bowling ball and absolutely crushes his genitals with it.
Yeah, she does. I like how he's like, "Thanks."
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need a vasectomy anymore.
No.
His genitals are dust.
Yeah.
He's like, I actually practiced this with the lamp. I smashed the lamp using this.
Ralphie embarrassingly models his pink bunny suit, and he's like, "Can I take it off?" And the dad's like, "Let my son take that off."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Here's a gun."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the little brother's sleeping, and the dad's like, "Hey, I think there's a gift right back there." And clearly the mom doesn't even know about it. And the dad's like, "What the fuck do you want? I had one of those when I was 8.
Yeah. That was a very nice scene.
Yeah, it is
nice.
nice because you think the dad's very mean and you think he's just like hard-nosed jerk off, but then you're like, oh, he is listening.
And that's also, I think that's also something is like, he didn't even really try the dad. He tried mom, he tried the teacher, tried Santa, but he never even tried the dad because he was like, dad's an idiot. He isn't fucking, he's just a mean old man.
Ralphie shoots his BB gun outside. It's a pretty good shot, but he's stupid because he's shooting it against fucking metal, so it just ricochets back at him.
Yeah, and he shoots his eye out.
Yeah,
which is
They're all right.
Yeah.
The thing is, the funny part is they're all right.
Exactly. Immediately knocks his glasses off. He Velmas around for a little bit before just stepping on his glasses.
Yeah.
And that's when he devises the plan. He runs inside and tells his mom that an icicle fell on his face.
Yeah.
Do you think the mom knows?
No.
No, I think
There's a part of me that's kind of like, yeah, you got hit the eye.
Yeah, I think the dad would probably know, but I think the mom seems to believe him, no questions asked.
Yeah, and we see that the dad is a turkey fiend.
Yeah, this dude is crazy how he's desperate for some turkey.
Yo, check the inside of that turkey for some DNA.
You know, some leg anymore.
Well, yeah, all the neighbors' dogs run in because they left the door open and they eat the turkey.
They hate the old man.
That sucks.
I like how he like, I don't know, the Christmas spirit has taken over because he's just like relatively calm. He's just like, well, we're going out.
Yeah.
And they go out and they have a great time.
Yep. They go to a Chinese restaurant, convert to Judaism.
Yep.
The mom is absolutely dying laughing. First at the guy singing, and then at them bringing out that full duck.
Yeah, so I read that they did not give her a script for the scene, so she would naturally react to all.
Oh, that's
of that.
good. Okay,
and that's why it's very funny.
I would not eat that duck. I can't do it. You brought it out.
It's also the 40s. It's also the 40s, so where like it's not like Chinese people. Like there wasn't like Chinese restaurants everywhere.
That's true.
This was like an exotic place that was open because they didn't realize that everyone else was closed for Christmas.
Yeah.
This was super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like foreign cuisine for them, and they're like, oh my god, it comes with a head, and it's like, let me chop it off.
No, I couldn't do it. I can't do anything with a head.
I like how she like screeches because there's a head, and they're like, oh, we got it.
In the script, he was actually supposed to karate chop it off, but they thought that was a little too on the nose.
Right.
Yeah, that would be.
The 80s after all.
That night, it's snowing. Mom and Dad watch the snow next to the tree, and Ralphie sleeps with his BB gun like a true American.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And then the credits roll.
Robbie.
Just simple. It's just like a boy trying to get what he wants for Christmas. There's no.
Yeah, like there's not like a lesson here. It's just
he's
like
not trying to hurt
time.
anyone with the gun. He's literally trying to have a gun to something dangerous to play with. And
yeah,
This movie is called A Christmas Story, and that's exactly what it is. It is the story of a Christmas, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's what kind of makes the sequel. It's almost like an insignificant one. You know what I mean? Like there definitely was like maybe Ralphie or Randy was born one Christmas, but this was just a Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the Christmas that this happened, but it's a nice part of it. Well, that's why I couldn't get into the sequel, because I think in the sequel it's like a Christmas story, and then the dad dies, and no one else is really in it other than like I think the actors who play like Schwartz and the other friend. That's about it, really.
Okay.
I don't even think the mom's in it.
So I don't have any complaints really. So I don't see why not a 5. To be honest, Robbie, what do you think?
I was gonna go 4, but I'm down for 5. I'm easy like Sunday morning, which is also the prostitute I frequent. Sunday morning.
Wow.
I'm gonna say 4.3 because there is a great movie, but there wasn't a single empowered Latina woman in it anywhere.
That's a great point.
Nowhere.
Unfortunately or luckily, Letterboxd doesn't allow 4.3.
Oh, I'm gonna go 4 then. I'll go 4.
Andy, I'm down for 5 with you though.
Yeah.
Zach, we're gonna overrule you on this one. We're gonna go 5.
Yeah. I just like didn't see anything wrong with it. You know.
No, I agree with you more than I see a problem.
Other than like the piggy scene that goes on a little too long.
Yeah,
That's not. It's not going to bump.
Other than
this
it's just
whole
an
movie
old
down.
movie too. Like it almost feels like much older than it is. Like it feels
Yeah.
more of like it feels like it was made 20. Like, you think it's the 60s, but when you watch it, then you're like, oh my god, it's the 40s.
Apparently, it had been written for a very long time before they filmed it. So, yeah.
Well,
See that?
follow us on Letterboxd, and you'll see that we gave A Christmas Story 5 stars. We give a lot of 5-star reviews nowadays.
Very positive.
We've been
I
doing
like
we've
it.
been doing some good movies,
Yeah.
Robbie.
Well, if you guys ever want to watch The Streets, you know who to call. Andrew, do you know what The Streets is?
I don't.
It's okay. It's pretty much like if The Godfather meets The Room, but it's like made by this crazy Long Island comic guy that we all kind of know.
No.
And he his friend thinks he's like David Chase. Like he writes like these great mob movies, but he writes these movies where like his fat bald friend with a lisp somehow has 3, girlfriends on the side. It's a movie that makes no sense. They're like, this guy's the mayor, and you're like, wait a second, this is supposed to take place in Long Island. There's no mayor of Long Island.
Yeah.
Hey, there are mayors on Long Island, though.
Yeah, but the guy's the mayor of Long Island.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay.
It's a great series. If you're looking for zeros, so bad.
Guys, I have 5 trivias.
I have 3.
Zach, do you have trivia, or you want to be a contestant?
I'll be a contestant.
All right, buzz in with your name. So say your name to buzz in. I'll go first. At Higbee's, what Disney character is behind the display? Dumbo, Pinocchio, Snow White, Cinderella.
Zach.
And
Pinocchio.
No, it is not Pinocchio.
Andy.
Andy.
Snow White.
It is Snow White, yes.
Hell yeah, brother.
Where's Higbee's?
Higbee's is that store they go to with the display in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. This is about the movie. I thought you meant like the real place.
It's just random trivia.
No.
All right. What actor wanted to play the dad? Was it Leslie Nielsen, Steve Martin, Jack Nicholson, or Billy Crystal?
Rob. Steve Martin.
It was not Steve Martin.
Zach. Billy Crystal.
It was not Billy Crystal.
Rob. Leslie Nielsen.
It was not. It was Jack Nicholson.
Wow, and they said no?
Yeah, because he was way too expensive.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
dude, you can't say you want to be in this small movie and then want a price that price you out of the movie.
They
Jack
said he
Nicholson.
wanted it, but they couldn't get him to stop humping the leg lamp.
Yeah. No, he like read the script and he was like, I want to play the dad. And they were like, okay. Well, what's your fee? He was like, your budget, brother. And they were like, all right, well,
Never mind.
shit.
What time does the radio program Little Orphan Annie come on? 6:30, 6:45, 7:30, 7:45.
Andy.
Andy.
6:45.
It is 6:45, yes.
Yeah.
You had me. Had me.
How many times does Ralphie say he wants the Red Ryder BB gun? Is it 11, 17, 23, or 28 times?
Zach, 17.
No.
Damn.
Rob. 23.
No.
No idea.
No idea. Yeah. 11?
It's 28 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
While the father is reading the paper, the mom says the Bears are playing who on Sunday? Baltimore, Detroit, Green Bay, Arizona.
Zach, Green Bay.
It is Green Bay, yeah.
They're in Indiana. It's NFC, but that's like NFC North territory.
Well, she says the Bears are playing. Who are the Bears playing on Sunday? And she goes, "Oh, the Bears are playing the Packers or Green Bay or something." Yep. Yeah.
I should have studied more.
What's the name of the Chinese restaurant they go to? Is it Ling Bo, Bo Ling, or Ming's Kitchen?
Ming's Kitchen, Zach.
No, that's the old Chinese restaurant I used to go to in Wantagh.
Damn.
Is it bowling?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah.
could have sworn it was Moo Dang's.
At the parade, the family stand across from a shoe store. What is the name of that shoe store? Is it Shine Time Shoes, Forsyth Shoes, O'Neill Shoes, Horsheim Shoes?
Andy.
Andy.
The first one.
No, it is not Shine Time Shoes.
Zach.
Zach.
O'Neill Shoes.
It is not O'Neill Shoes.
Ed
Is-
O'Neill, you fucking failed me.
Is it Forsyth Shoes or Horsheim Shoes?
Zach Horsham.
It is Horsheim. Yeah, Horsheim, how do you pronounce it? Yeah.
All right.
I have one more question.
Go for it.
What president is Randy and Ralphie's school named after? Warren G. Harding, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, Andrew Jackson.
Andy.
Andy.
Harris?
No, it is not William Henry Harrison.
Harrison, sorry. Damn.
Is it Warren G. Harding, John Tyler, or Andrew Jackson?
I'm going to go Andrew Jackson. Zach.
It is not Andrew Jackson.
But he was so
Andy.
great.
Andy.
Andy.
Tyler.
Nope, it is Warren G. Harding.
That's
Feels
what I
like he wasn't
said.
the president yet.
Well, Andy, and Zach for that matter, do you know what I did?
Write a song?
I wrote a song about A Christmas Story.
No, same.
Do you know what I have?
A pick?
I have a pick to flip.
Yo, flip that shit.
Andy, you can call it.
Heads.
It is heads, baby.
Crushed it.
Very good.
All right. What kind of song you got?
Kind of bluesy.
All right, you go first there, Rob.
All
You
right.
go first.
My song is a little weird. It's kind of bluesy. It's called Just One Gift. It's about the movie A Christmas Story. Not really much to say on this one, but yeah, it's pretty bluesy. Just One Gift, and it goes like this. Oh, mama, I don't want no tinker toy. No, So that was my song called Just One Gift about a Christmas story.
Good.
Nice. I like those
A lot of
harmonies.
production.
Thank you. Yeah, I did. I just felt like doing harmonies throughout it. It was kind of weird and minor. So yeah,
It was a little spooky.
yeah, spooky little Christmassy blues song
Ah.
about the kid getting visited by the three ghosts of Christmas.
It's not what this movie was
Yeah,
about.
but I
Come
just thought it was. Yeah. But yeah, that's
It
it.
would. It would. How much funnier a movie would this be if he was fighting off ghosts with a BB gun?
on.
The ghosts like they're going through us, kid. I don't think you understand.
He's begging his mom for a mystical BB gun so he can stop the ghosts about Christmas.
A Christmas Story, Undead Nightmare.
Nice.
Andy,
Well-
tell us about your song.
My song is called "You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, Kid," and it's about a Christmas story, and it's a very simple song. But I play my first keyboard solo
Wowza.
at the end, so check it out. There's no keyboard until the keyboard solo, so it just kind of comes out of nowhere. But I was feeling spicy. Check it out. It's called "You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, Kid." It goes like this.
It's Christmas. I know exactly what I want. That's right, it's Christmas. I know exactly what I want. Shoot your eye out, kid. Not getting such good grades, saying words you shouldn't say. Shoot your eye out, kid. Not getting such good grades, saying words you shouldn't say. It's Christmas. I know exactly what I want. That's right, it's Christmas. I know exactly what I want. You shoot your eye out, kid. You're not getting such good grades, saying words you shouldn't say. You shoot your eye out, kid. You're not getting such good grades, saying words you shouldn't say.
That's my song. It's called "You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, Kid."
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Good.
I like
Good
the keyboard
job,
solo
Baz.
a lot too.
Thank you. Yeah, I just figured this is a Christmas movie. I'll write a Christmas song.
It was very Christmas.
Yeah.
Bring some spirit.
Yeah.
Well done, Andy.
Thank
I
you.
made a sequel to. Well, I didn't write a song, but I wrote an entire sequel to A Christmas Story 3. Randy's Revenge, where Randy dresses everyone up in way too much jackets and then he drops them in a river.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
So
Randy
can't
commits crimes.
Yeah.
Randy's Revenge.
Yeah, that's rock and roll.
I liked it.
Thank you. Robbie, what could we possibly have going on next week?
That's an excellent question. Because next week, we're not doing lust fakely. We're doing love actually.
Wow.
The way he held the face.
That's a really good joke, everybody.
Yeah.
Good.
The reason it's quiet is because Andy is just bowled over laughing.
Yeah. That's stuff. Yep. That's it.
I'm gonna fucking lose my shit.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Zach, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Promote anything you want to promote one last time.
You can check out my Instagram page and send me pictures of feces. I'll draw Reptar on them and send them back to you for
said
money.
Feces. I thought you were saying feet at first, and I was like, Jesus Christ, Zach.
I think feet would be worse.
Both are heinous. Both
Yeah,
of
no,
them
they're
are heinous.
both heinous, but at least you're trying to get some money on this one, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead
Go
of
watch.
propositioning our listeners for feet pics this time.
Go. Listen, if you're a busty woman who listens to this and wants to send me pictures, I don't know if you want. You don't have to, but if you want to, go ahead. Just send me stuff. Send me any pictures you want. Man, woman, cat, who knows? You go watch Dave Attell special on Netflix. Then go watch the Lou Pearlman special on Netflix. You guys watch, who Lou Pearlman is?
I'm just laughing that you're just promoting random comedy specials.
Brother, we asked you for
I don't
your
have anything
socials.
else.
You're asking if we've seen 2 comedian specials.
No,
I don't
Lou
understand.
Pearlman's the guy. It's this documentary about him where it's like this dude who got into like blimps, and now he went from like making the world's biggest blimp conglomerate to creating boy bands, and he was behind the guy who made NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. It's a fascinating documentary because he's like an asexual fat guy, but he just like loves boy bands for some reason.
Interesting. That's interesting that was your response to Rob's prompt.
Go watch Screwball on Amazon.
All right. Let me tell you where you can find our music. You go to Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, wherever you get your music, and you type in The Royds, and you will find a large amount of music by The Royds, and that's cool. But also, if you want everything, you go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com, and you'll find everything: guest songs, bonus songs, everything. Also, check out YouTube, where we have a video for Christmas is Canceled, our Christmas song. And also, all the music is also on YouTube, so check that out. Robbie, the socials.
Oh, you go to Instagram. You go to TikTok. You go to YouTube. You type in TheRoydsBand. There we are. You can see our smiling faces. You can comment on our posts. You can interact with us in various ways. Send us a message. Request a movie. You can send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com, or you can also request a movie or just give us some feedback wherever you're listening to us, whether it be YouTube or Spotify or Apple iPodcasts, whatever they fucking call it nowadays.
Yeah.
You can give us a 5-star review. You can even leave a comment on Spotify. What I'm trying to say is we want to hear from you, and if you suggest a movie, we'll freaking do it, brother.
Yeah.
Suggest the streets.
Yeah.
Okay, we probably won't do the streets. It's a self-respect thing.
Well, thank you so much for listening and leaving a 5-star review and all that nice stuff.
And Zach, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
welcome, boys.
This was a lot of fun. Real quick though, give
If
out
you
your
don't listen to
socials
this
one more.
podcast, you can suck our dicks.
Very good.
Nice.
Zach, can you do us a favor though? Can you just give out your socials one more time? Very specific, your socials.
My Twitter is @thezornado, I think. And I believe my Instagram is @ZoroBitchin, ZoroBitchin, bitchin.
Yeah, that's how you spell it.
Yeah.
I really should have studied. I didn't get any of these questions right.
Zach, thank you so much. This was a ton of fun.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me look at you guys in my dark room.
Hey, our pleasure. Next week,
Yeah.
we're doing Love Actually, and we hope to actually... That didn't work. See you there.
Here's Christmas is Canceled by The Royds. We're going to play it out because it's Christmas time. Merry Christmas, everybody. And we'll see you later, I guess.
Christmas is cancelled, hear all the children cry. Christmas is cancelled because Santa Claus has died. It was Christmas Eve, Santa went out on his sleigh, but he had too much eggnog before going on his way. He crashed into a building and he burnt into a crisp. They needed dental records to identify Saint Nick. Christmas is cancelled, hear all the children cry. Christmas is cancelled because Santa Claus has died. Christmas is cancelled, hear all the children cry. Christmas is cancelled, so come say your last goodbyes. A crowd began to gather at the gory scene downtown, 'cause Santa couldn't help himself and had another round. So go and tell the children, take down the Christmas cheer, 'cause Santa gave some hard cider to 6 of his reindeer. Christmas is cancelled, hear all the children cry. Christmas is cancelled because Santa Claus has died. Christmas is cancelled, hear all the children cry. Christmas is cancelled, you can smell Kris Kringle fry.
What a wacky and wild Christmas, right? Who could that be? Hey, it's Alfred and the Woodchucks. What's up, guys?
Well, I never got my hula hoop because
Yeah, we heard. Now where was I? Oh yeah.
Mrs. Claus now sits up at the North Pole all alone. The elves have all gone away, they don't call her on the phone. But she still wears a smile when she puts up the Christmas tree, 'cause she had taken out a life insurance policy. Christmas is cancelled, hear all the children cry. Christmas is cancelled because Santa Claus has died. Christmas is cancelled, hear all the children cry. Christmas is cancelled because Santa drinks and flies.
He died.